Myself, Milan Parikh, Managing Director of the Jainam Broking and Chairman of NBWR. Welcome speakers of today's webinar. Surveillance plays a key role in ensuring safety and integrity of the markets, and hence Action has come out with a circular on consolidated penalty structure for surveillance, which needs more clarification. I thank NSE for being kind and support association in conducting webinars on different compliances topics for our members. Now I invite our speakers to take forward the webinar. Thanks a lot. Please आप start कीजिए sir. Thank you
very much, Milan bhai, and we're very happy to be part of this event today. And my name is Sriram Krishnan, and I am the Chief Business Development Officer of NSE. Today we have Sonali Karnik from our surveillance team, who's going to first give a brief introduction of this circular and the primary objectives behind the issuance of the circular, the FAQ document, and so on. Post which we will go through the questions that have been raised by all of you. We have received a lot of questions, more than 50 questions in fact. It will be our endeavor to go through as many of these questions as possible. Over to you, Sonali.
Thank you, Sriram. Thank you, ANMI, for organizing this and facilitating these questions. We have also been receiving a lot of questions, and we hope that most of them, the questions will get addressed. So to start with, let me start with apologies to all the members who have been trying to reach out, call the surveillance department with your queries. We have recently, a couple of months ago, we have taken a stand that we will not be, surveillance team members will not be talking to any of the trading members over the phone. Hence, your calls were not picked up. You can, however, write to us, email us. You can also place the calls on help desk, and obviously the RMs are around with whom you can connect and share your queries, feedback, so on and so forth. So going forward, let me share with you the glide path for taking these issuing this circular basically. So we started a couple of years ago when we started issuing certain of these alerts. In fact, if I break this up, the circular contains 6 alerts. Out of the 6 points, one of them we have already started the penalties some time ago. There were 3 alerts for which we have been sending out these alerts almost for the past 2 years. In one case, it is about the market orders, for which we have issued a circular in Jan 23, and in one case the alerts are going from December 22. So to that extent, it is not something new and suddenly which has come out, which is being presented before the members. You were aware and you were getting these alerts and you were supposed to action on it. However, we were not seeing any reduction in those, because just because we are sending alerts, there does not seem to be any we didn't see maybe some of you have taken cognizance and reduced the numbers, but that was not what we were seeing in all the cases. So then the decision was taken that yes, there have to be penalties on this, which have to be, whereby it will become much more seriously taken up by the members. In fact, SEBI, when they saw this circular, they had a very opposite view. They are like, अरे ये आपको बहुत lenient नहीं लगता है क्या? ये तो थोड़ा और stringent होना चाहिए. यहाँ पे तो थोड़ा और और tough होना चाहिए. ये क्या आपके तो that was the view that SEBI had. So we have to balance out between them. We said yes, we are starting off right now. It's a journey, and we will take it forward as and when we feel that there are certain areas which need to be strengthened. Based on all the learnings, we will be it will be a gradual process, and it is not intended to anyways tighten any of the parameters immediately. Coming to the data, we want to share a very important feedback that just yesterday, based on your July data, we have, I guess right now the major concern is basically pertaining to excessive excessive messages from non-algo terminals. So what is it? Am I going to be penalized? So there are a few members who have got these, who are meeting the criteria for July. July के लिए तो ये applicable नहीं था. This circular was not applicable. So this file has been sent to you for you to gauge कि मेरा NNF इसमें catch हो रहा है या नहीं है. It has been sent on email on your registered mail IDs yesterday late evening. What time? 7:38ish. We have sent out mails, and it is available on the member surveillance dashboard. That is the MSD. It is available at both the places. It has been sent only to the members who were meeting all these 4 criteria. We understand your concern कि ये file तो मैं तो file ही चढ़ाता हूँ, मैं otherwise मैं तो non-algo member हूँ. So all those things will hopefully get addressed, because if you have got that file, please look at why it, which are the NNF, which will give you the response as to why it got triggered. And in majority of the cases, most of you would not have got a file yesterday, in which case आपके July का data says that you are not eligible as per the 4 criteria जो आपको FAQ में दिए गए हैं. Coming to one more request we have is, while you are sending us mails for the queries, please do not send us your day-to-day activities in terms of your algo registration and all. That is handled by the member surveillance, MSM team, member service department. Please continue to send it to them. Please do not mark surveillance on those mails. As a process, all that relevant information will flow into surveillance. Please do not send this additional information. It is of no use for us. Lastly, I would like to end with this particular point, that we all understand about your concerns कि मेरे तो file upload थी, it was for AMO, it was for RMS, it was for it was for slicing, so on. मैं तो manually करता हूँ, one touch करता हूँ. All these things are very well taken. In fact, SEBI has initiated a working group, and whereby we are in discussions as to what constitutes an algo. This is a very important question for all of us as an ecosystem, and your inputs on that will be very, very useful. Is it on the basis of manual automated? Is it on the basis of rate of messages? Is it on the basis of decision support hai ya nahi hai? Is it on the basis of the mode, whether it is file upload, it is one touch, all those things? What is it that decides whether it has to be tagged as an algo? It needs to be registered as an algo. Should we have some kind of a categorization also within that? These thoughts, whatever information you can share with us in terms of the definition, it will help all of us to design this thing in a much better manner, so that this confusion which we have today, कि ये जो slicing चल रहा है मेरा, whether it is algo or not. Today, all I can tell you is that based on the 4 conditions we have identified, we are marking those as excessive messages from non-algo terminals. So I do not have a specific answer. There are multiple questions which say that which are asking कि मेरा तो slicing है, is it considered as an algo या मेरा file upload है? If it is only meeting those 4 criteria, we have taken it as an algo. But for this definition purpose, please write to MSM, maybe Sriram or Kavita, if you can share the mail ID to which the members can respond to us in the next couple of days. It will be useful for all of us. And with that, I hand over to Sriram and Mayank, who can now start the question answers. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sonali. So the first question is from a lot of people. I'll just quickly read out their names. Atul Chokshi from Ahmedabad, Vipul Shah from Vadodara, Bharat Sharma from Howrah, Vaishali Patel from Vadodara, and Trinath Swain from Kolkata. I think this you have already spoken about in a way. Please give clarity whether bulk orders submitted through batch files, basket orders, and order slicing are allowed from non-algo NNF terminal or not. What's the limit of order in a second for non-algo user. Could basket orders batch file be placed for clients from CTCL ID? Does it come under algo trading?
Yeah. So for this, I mean, the criteria so while we won't be able to share the thresholds for this, that what constitutes how many messages are considered as excessive. However, in our FAQ document, we have clearly mentioned that there are four conditions. There are four conditions which need to be met. So the four condition is that, so here we are not looking at all at the 12-digit NNFID or what you have reported in the init structure. The thing which we are checking is the 13-digit in the order structure. So if the 13-digit of that NNF is tagged as a non-algo in the order structure, which we exchange is getting, and it is sending significant order messages to the market on a consistent basis at multiple times during the day. So here the point is that it should be at various points of time during that particular day, and it is sending consistent basis, and it should be for a single client code or a single prop account. So only then it can meet the criteria if all these four conditions are met. So I mean, for example, AMO aftermarket orders. I mean, since it comes usually in the early morning, first 5 minutes or something, those might not get classified, or even bulk upload, batch upload, basket orders. So I mean, yeah. So which are obviously one-off cases. They won't be, or where any of the condition does not get met. So even while we are not giving the thresholds, though for those alerts might not be generated. Also, the reason that is the prime reason why we have also sent to those members who have qualified for the July data, July 2023, the NNFs which have qualified. And again, this penalty, again, this is post-establishment that 15-digit NNF ID was actually algo. So this is, I mean, from this 6 points given in the circular, this point is the one where obviously we will be looking at what the member, or I mean, we will have to see that whether it gets established that yes, that 15-digit NNF ID was actually algo, but the member was not tagging it as algo, something like that. So that, I mean, it's not that okay, it satisfies the criteria and then penalty will be levied. There has to be there needs to be an establishment process that yes, this was actually a algo. So I mean, for all those mechanisms, various mechanisms, even for the slicing part, I mean, for those members, I think many of the members would be using slicing in July month, July 2023. So if members can check whether they have received any alert yesterday evening or not, and if they have not received it, I mean, that seems that it means that obviously the threshold is quite high and they are not reaching the thresholds. And again, for the future activity, I mean, members should understand and take into account this point that this is not a penalty which will be levied immediately on satisfying the criteria. There is a clear post-establishment point which has been mentioned, unlike the other penalties.
Perfect. Thank you, Mayank. Next question is from Rakesh Narnolia from Kolkata and Ajay Saxena from Jaipur. The question is bulk order and order slicing. Does it come under algo or non-algo? Mayank, Sonali?
Yeah. So, I mean, for this query, obviously, the question is, I mean, if they are talking about the 12-digit reporting structure that which is being reported in init, that is being looked by the MSD team. So, I mean, there is no change in that reporting structure. Surveillance team is not looking at what 12-digit has been reported. The entire focus is on the 13-digit of the NNF ID. So if that 13-digit is tagged as non-algo, and if, I mean, so it's a bulk upload, batch upload. So I mean, the definition of algorithmic trading, the SEBI definition has made it clear that if it is automated, using automated methodology or something like that, then obviously it has to be tagged as algo. 13-digit has to be tagged as algo. Otherwise, it would, the same point which I had repeated for the previous question would continue.
Fair enough. Thank you. Also, another question that they had was, slicing in limit order through non-algo ID. Is that possible or not?
Yeah.
I think you're on mute, Sonali.
Yeah.
We're not able to hear you.
Sriram, this is addressed when I mentioned the point at the start, and again what Mayank is mentioning. See, these are gray areas where at the moment there is not enough clarity. In terms of rate of messages, these appear to be algos, and that is why these have got triggered as excessive messages. However, that definition part is something which needs a lot of further work. Once that is done and that it is fixed by SEBI, then accordingly we will take a stand whether to treat this as algo and non-algo. It will become very clear. At the moment, the 4 conditions that we have mentioned, it is on the basis of that. Even after that, if you feel that no, it is pumping in excessive messages throughout the day, because throughout the day my terminal is going to be slicing messages and sending it, we have fairly high thresholds. But if even those high thresholds are getting breached, you still have an opportunity to come and represent to us that, okay, in this case it was a non-algo, and that is why it need not be penalized. We'll definitely consider.
Okay. The next question is from Utpal Shah, Ahmedabad. Are the following types of basket orders created by uploading file into the non-algo trading terminal allowed, or they'll be non-compliant? The first one is buy or sell in multiple trading codes in various quantities of the same trading symbol. There are 2 more.
I guess, Sriram, it is the same answer for all these questions. We'll be repeating ourselves.
No, I understand, but just to repeat it. If it's a repetitive answer, I think still it's worth going through this list, because members have specifically raised it. So my request will be, let's just go through this. There are some 30-odd questions. Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm just saying that the answer stands the same. There's no change.
That's fine. Okay. The second one is buy or sell of multiple trading symbols in same or multiple trading codes. And the third one is single click square off of open position automatically split into multiple orders by the trading front end to meet the order wise quantity limit by the exchange. So I guess you've already answered this in a way. So if that's the case, then we will move ahead. Is that okay?
Yeah, just one point which would be helpful for this query is that obviously if it's split and it's a file mechanism or something which is being used, is it for a particular same UCC for the entire day or same prop account or something like that? That is also being looked at. So just to give you an example, if I am a trading member and I am using a batch uploader RMS square of methodology, which is for multiple clients, then that particular NNF ID would not get triggered, because one of the primary condition is single UCC or a same prop account for the entire day.
Okay. A lot of members, might want to know, what is the order count, which will determine whether it's an algo or not. So I guess we can't specify that for, obvious reasons. I mean, the exchange can then be easily gamified. Is that a fair comment or a conclusion?
Yes, correct. So, I mean, that is the primary reason why thresholds have not been given, and wherever thresholds are required, we have already given it.
Perfect. Okay. The other next question comes from Sagar Patel of Rajkot. He says, we are a non-algo trading member on NSE, and we are not using any algo softwares. We are punching all our orders manually by humans on the keyboard, and still NSE is sending us alerts on NNFID and algo orders and asking us for detailed explanation. And why is the penalty warning email being sent to us?
Yeah, so members may note in the latest FAQ which has been provided. So there are 2 alerts which are being sent. One alert is something we are looking that where we are seeking a clarity on what is the mechanism which is being used by the members for placing orders, where we are looking at per second level, and where we are looking at whether those many messages can be sent by a human or a normal, which is a non-algo terminal or something. Those those alerts do not necessarily qualify for penalty. For penalty, we would be looking at only the CTCL IDs which have been tagged as where the 13 digit is non-algo, and which is satisfying these thresholds, the 4 thresholds which have been mentioned. So these 4 thresholds are obviously taking care of many of the methodologies like bulk upload or AMO or risk RMS square off or something, and that is the primary reason why there won't be any alert for penalty raised for them.
Okay. The next question is from ANMI. The question is, from a non-algo ID, more than one order message in a single second as on expiry day, because there's generally a little more volatility on expiry day compared to normal trading days. So therefore, the query is, how do we comply with the exchange guidelines on this?
So again, I think this per second thing is for the alert, not for the penalty. The penalty is also looking or taking into account the entire day. And the thresholds have been kept quite high. And I mean, when we were sending the alerts for July month, obviously where no penalty was applicable, there were very less trading members and very less NNF IDs which got, which were sent as an indicative alert. And again, the penalty is post-establishment.
Okay. The next question is from Sailesh Singhal, Vadodara. ENIT portal packet size is approved, and within this range per second order push, is that also in violation?
Yeah, so we are not looking at what is the message rate subscribed and whether it is considered as violation or not. I think someone from MSD team, Kavita, or someone can take this, please.
Sure, Kavita, over to you.
So can you
So the ENIT portal packet size.
so can you repeat the question?
Yeah, the ENIT portal packet size, given that it is approved and within this range per second order push, is that also in violation? That's the question.
So per second order push on the lease line has no connect with this penalty. That is a separate subject. It is not connected to this.
Okay. Bulk order modification for same UCC or multiple UCC, where quantity freeze in derivatives index contract, is that in violation?
No, so if it is for multiple UCC, this would not get captured in the non-algo ID pumping or excessive order messages. If it is for a single UCC, is it that you are consistently modifying it the entire day or something, or you're consistently sending messages at multiple times during the day? If that is the case, and if it breaches our thresholds, which are significantly high, only then, and you will be getting an NFID a communication from our side. And again, that would be post-establishment.
Okay. The next question is from Sunil from Mumbai. When a client gives a basket order on EMSB and also DMA order without limit, and it goes in algo, what is considered market order or limit order?
Yeah, so this is for the point number 6 of the circular, market orders emanating from algo. There is only one exemption which has been provided, is that post-close session, there won't be any market or algo market orders are allowed in post-close session. But apart from that, there are no relaxations for this. However, in this case, what exchange is looking at is when an algo is sending message to the exchange, what is the price which the exchange is getting in the limit price. If it is 0, it will be considered as a market order. If it is anything other than 0, then it is a limit order. And this penalty is applicable only for market orders, meaning there is 0 price in the limit price field of the exchange, which is coming from the member.
Understood. What is the definition of excessive orders? Aditya Agarwal, ANMI Jaipur. What does excessive in quantity or figures in circular for point non-algo pumping excessive order messages? When will the penalty be levied? I think we have already covered this, so we can move on to the next one.
Yeah, just one point. Excessive order messages is not at all looking at what is the quantity. It is looking at that the messages, the entry, modification, and cancellation, aggregation of those three. It is checking that whether those are significant. The count of that is being checked. It is not at all looking at how much the quantity is or something like that.
Understood. The next question is from Ravi Raj Pujari, Thane. Whether is it mandatory to tag dealer ID as algo for all algo traders in ENET? Is it mandatory to restrict market orders from algo ID?
Yeah, the second part we'll be able to take. So yeah, there should not be any market orders from algo ID.
Algo ID. Perfect.
And for the first part, I think the process remains the same, but anyways, Kavita from MSM team can help.
Sure. Over to you, Kavita.
Yeah, they have to tag the IDs in the. Yes, they have to tag the ID as algo ID, basically.
Sure. Sure. Okay. The next question is from Chandrakant Kele, Mumbai. Do these rules apply for institutional trades settled via custodians?
Yeah, so there is no exemption provided. So I mean, it's not based upon settlement, and again, it is. I mean, all these pointers are at the TM level. So again, everything is being looked from the TM or NNF respective NNF ID.
Sure. The next question is from Sailesh Patel, Gandhinagar. Clarification on market orders emanating from algo. Is the penalty applicable for order with zero price? Is the penalty applicable for order beyond LPP range?
So it would be applicable for orders with zero price, as informed previously also. And again, orders beyond LPP, there is no, I mean, it won't come to the exchange only. It would get rejected from the exchange. So there is no penalty as such.
Okay. Next question is from Saurabh Mittal from Agra. If I have a 1000 OPS line, which is being utilized to peak capacity because of multiple manual orders placed by same or different authorized dealers, will this also attract scrutiny around excessive order pumping, considering that a majority of these orders are executed?
So, I mean, this non-algo ID pumping excessive order messages, we are looking at activity which is order entry, order modification, order cancellation. It is not being looked whether those orders are executed or not. The other thing is the subscription of how many messages or something. That is not, we are not looking into that. That is a separate point which MSD team is looking into. For us, we are looking whether a particular non-algo ID is sending consistently or significant order messages to the market at multiple times during the day and for a single UCC or a proper.
Okay. Sanjay Kotak from Ahmedabad wants to know what is the objective of the exchange or SEBI to come up with these circulars. You want to spend 30 seconds? Yeah, 30 seconds maybe.
Yeah, so I mean, this point already was communicated by Sonali. So I mean, many of these, they were already, I mean, we were already sending those as an alerts to the trading members. However, I mean, there were some trading members where the behavior which we wanted. So when we are sending an alert, we want to see that, okay, there is a change in behavior and they are, I mean, not repeating those activities. However, that was not being followed. And that is the primary reason why the penalty mechanism has been put in place. The penalties also, I mean, for many of these alerts, I mean, the second point, say, or high order to trade ratio in a symbol or contract or code stuffing. I mean, it is not the first time when an alert gets generated, a penalty would be levied. There is a significant time. I mean, if it's a repetitive nature, only then a penalty will be levied. So, I mean, we have considered that point also, that, okay, a member might not be aware or might not be able to immediately put controls, but there are a significant count of instances which member will be able to I mean, which a member can get time and sufficient controls can be deployed from their end.
Okay. The next question is from ANMI. Question is, why random surveillance alerts on margins for securities pledged from joint holding demat accounts for 2 UCC?
I think this is not obviously pertaining to the circular, but I would request the member or and me maybe if they can send an email to surveillance@nse.co.in, and I think that if that alert would have been generated or sent, it might be from the investigation team. So we'll have to check with them, and maybe we will send a response to that member or the ANMI team. So
Okay.
request you to send an email for that. Thank you.
Next question is from Prakash from Ahmedabad. Non-algo order cancellation by system should it be sent as a 13-digit as algo or non-algo?
So, I mean, there is no change in the process which was followed previously prior to the circular, and now there is no change. There is no change, obviously, in the 12-digit methodology reporting structure, and even the order structure which the members were continuously using or following. They need to follow the same approach. Regarding the bulk cancellation or exchange cancellation, just to give you an example, if a particular member is having multiple orders which have been entered and modified and are pending in the system, and suddenly there is a significant margin utilization, and because of that members, all the pending orders get cancelled. There is a very less or remote possibility of that particular NNF ID getting captured in our non-algo ID pumping excessive order messages, because we are also looking at whether it is happening consistently at multiple times during the day.
Okay. Next question is from Deepesh Verma of Indore. He says there are some basic CTCL features we are using for years. Please let us know if any of the below mentioned points are tracked circular number 57315. The first point is timer-based square off on intraday open positions. That is, positions open with intraday product type before 15 minutes of market closing.
Yeah, so
Second,
as already communicated, I mean, the process or methodology remains the same. Members need to continue or follow the same methodology which they were following. And also, if it's a square off or something, we have taken into consideration those points, and that is the primary reason there have been usage. While the thresholds have not been mentioned, the words used are consistent basis, multiple times during the day, significant order messages, and also single UCC or prop account. So I think.
Next question he has is basket order feature. We have a maximum capping of 250 orders in one basket. So if any user places more than 250 orders, excessive orders will they get rejected by the system?
Yeah, MHD team can assist on this.
Over to you, Kavita.
So we do not, MSD team does not have any say on that actually. The messages what come to the exchange, if it has to be in line with the message capacity subscribed by the member. That is what MSD can comment on.
So we don't get into the basket order feature as such, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then AMO orders. He says our software allows the end users to place AMO orders. These orders will be stored at the server level. On the next trading day, the admin ID will place AMO orders and send these orders to the exchange at market opening time.
Yeah, so that point also has been taken into consideration. And since it's a AMO order, it won't be coming at multiple points of time during the day and on a consistent basis.
Right. Okay, the next question is from Madhur Gupta from Ludhiana. In case of CTCL software, alerts are generated on surveillance portal. Even client had squared off fresh bids cancelled, having order count 3 numbers. In this situation, how on a daily basis can a member check and report whether the order is squared off or cancelled or place a fresh order from bulk order window, as the facility of placing orders in the CTCL software is approved by the exchange?
Yeah, so this obviously does not come under the purview of this penalty, but this is what I had communicated, that for NNF IDs which are generating order messages, there are 2 categories of alerts. One would be for the penalty purpose, which has a very high threshold. The other one is where we are looking at per second basis. And where we are looking at per second basis, and we just want to know that what is the mechanism which has been used by the member for that particular messages. Again, there is quite a lot of gray areas, as Sonali had communicated, that what is actually considered an algo and what is not. And till the time that is not clear, we will continue to send it as an alert. So that is an alert, but that is not necessarily for this penalty purpose.
Okay. The next question is from Manoj Sukwal of Ludhiana. His first question is, he has a few questions. First question is, will alerts be generated on same day basis?
Yeah, so for the 6 points mentioned in the circular, point number 4, which is high OTR in symbol or contract, is on a monthly basis. Members would be getting alerts on the next month in 3 to 4 days. So members would be getting the instances if any contract or symbol they are breaching the 500 ratio and other conditions mentioned in the FAQ document. Code stuffing is on a daily basis. Unique identifier for algorithms is on a daily basis. And even order modification without change in price and quantity is on a daily basis. Those alerts are already being sent to the members. They were previously being also sent, and even now also they are being sent. As an additional feature, we are now, for this maybe a month or so, we are now sending also via email and also on member surveillance dashboard, so that members can get well versed with those alerts. The only point here is the non-algo ID pumping excessive order messages and market orders emanating from algo. So for the market orders emanating from algo, members should be able, since there is no condition attached, it is only that there is a particular algo which is sending market orders to the exchange, that even a trading member should be able to identify at their end. So as of now, it's not being sent on a daily basis. And non-algo ID pumping excessive order messages, even that is not being sent on a daily basis.
Okay. Is manual trade allowed on algo ID and algo trade allowed on non-algo basis? Point number 4 of the circular.
Yeah, Kavita, if you can, if it is pertaining to the 12-digit reported ID, then Kavita, maybe if you can please assist.
Good afternoon. So this is Bharat here. So if it is pertaining, as Mayank said, if it is pertaining to reporting of the 12-digit terminals on ENIT, the FAQs on website are very much clear. While reporting, if you tag a 12-digit ID for the purpose of if you report the 12-digit ID for the purpose of algo, only algo orders should be routed through such 12-digit user ID, 12-digit IDs. If you're tagging, reporting it as a non-algo, then you can route algo as well as manual orders to such user IDs. This is already part of our FAQ since long. It's there on the NSE website as well. So as Mike rightly said, there is no change in what you're doing today for reporting of 12-digit terminals on Internet.
Okay. The next question is, are instances calculated on per contract basis daily? And is penalty on per contract per instance after the 4th instance? These are two combined.
Yeah, so I think this is pertaining to point number 4 of the circular, high algo order messages in stock or contracts with nil or low trade count. So firstly, that point is not applicable at all for index options as well as index futures. It is applicable in cash market, in stock options, in stock futures, and in currency derivatives market. So here the computation is very simple. It should be meeting all the 4 conditions which have been mentioned in the FAQ. The computation, all the computations, those 4 points are happening at the monthly level, at the aggregation of trading member at the entire month's level. So no daily computation is being done or checked that whether you are violating in a particular symbol or contract and a particular day or something. It is aggregation of entire months. So that ratio of the trading member of that algo orders divided by algo message, algo trades in that symbol or contract should be greater than 500. And in that particular symbol or contract for the entire month, the algo order messages of the trading member should be more than 10 lakhs. And the algo order messages of the trading member in that symbol or contract should account for a considerable percentage of the total market order messages. And here by total market order messages, we are considering both algo as well as non-algo. So, I mean, we are giving benefit of that also. And the last point is that how much are the total algo order messages of that trading member in that particular segment, and how much is concentrated or focused in this particular symbol or contract. So while third and fourth point, there is no mention of the threshold or the exact percentage, but the first and second condition are given, and also third, fourth condition, the thresholds are very high. So, I mean, very less chances of many members qualifying for this. And the other thing is this is a monthly activity. So the penalty would be, so if from August this is applicable. So August month, there will be a communication sent in first week of September that these particular instances in this symbol or contract you have shortly breached. September month will be sent in October, and October month will be sent in November. These three, if there are three repetitive breaches or violations, be it a single contract or symbol or multiple contracts, if it's consecutive 3 months in a same segment, then penalty, which is mentioned in the circular, the flat amount would be levied. There is no multiplication of order, I mean the symbol or contract count.
So the instances will always be, looked at a member as a whole. Is that right? Not per server or neat ID basis.
Correct. It is at member as a whole for point number 4.
And what is the maximum penalty under point number 4?
Yeah, as mentioned in the circular, it is 20,000 rupees if that particular member is breaching the thresholds for 3 consecutive months in that respective segment. So 20,000 rupees per segment.
Okay. The next question is from Vishal Nikam of Mumbai. If we get a non-algo NNF ID certified by system auditor, will it suffice to get the waiver under penalty point number 5 of the circular?
Yeah, so while system audit is not a system auditor certification is not something that we would like to do in the absence of clarity at the moment in terms of all this earlier discussions where we had about file upload and all that. So while in the few instances where we have sent out to you that your as per our laid down criteria, your there is a breach and that you are eligible for a penalty. In those instances, if you have if yours is actually a file upload which you're doing on a consistent basis or whatever, it is actually a non-algo mechanism, then you can give us a system audit report, which if you give a system also, the other thing is if you give a system audit report for that particular NNF, we will also store it with us. It will have some validity, which we will come back to you in some time. We will give you the clarity, but it's not as if that every day or every month we will be asking for that kind of a reporting. And also it will not be for all the members. It will be only for the limited purpose of the cases where they are shortlisted for the penalties, and you feel that this is not genuinely, it is actually a non-algo.
Okay. The next question is from Yesh Shah of Mumbai. He wants to know if penalties will be communicated real time or end of day or some other timeline.
Yeah, so it is none of the alerts will be sent on real time basis, but
penalties. He's asking about penalties.
Yeah, so penalties would be levied on the on the next month.
Okay, perfect.
And again, I mean, there would be consideration given. So as Sonali communicated that for the point number 5, if any NNF is getting captured under our criteria, there would be adequate time given for the member to establish that this is actually a non-algo and hence no penalty should be levied. So for that 5th point, there would be sufficient buffer which would be given to the trading members.
Okay. The next question is from Prem Kumar, S. Prem Kumar of Chennai. He says we are closing intraday order with single touch under manual intervention, but still we get alerts on a regular basis. Why is that?
Yeah, so alerts is different, sir. And for the purpose of penalty, it's a totally different thing. I would suggest you if you can just check whether you have got any communication yesterday evening for the month of July, any NNF via email or on member surveillance dashboard. And if you have not received it, obviously the thresholds are very high and yours NNF is not getting captured in that.
Excellent. Next question is from Vipul, Gurgaon. Has OTR greater than 500 measure alert been sent for July based on all the 4 criteria?
Yes, so this OTR more than 500, the same has been communicated to those respective trading members who had instances breached. It was sent yesterday on member surveillance dashboard only. And also members may note that this was for the July month for which there was no penalty at all. So that won't be considered in the count of 3 consecutive instances. The count will start from August, from the activity of August month.
Perfect. Next question is from Sujit Biswal and Mahesh Agal, both from Mumbai. From where can we get to know the penalty that is levied, if any?
So the penalty would be levied at the end of the month, at the beginning of next month. And I think you would be getting a communication via email or on member surveillance dashboard. And also it would get reflected in your exchange dues. There would be there are other penalties also which have not been revised or changed. Similar to those mechanism, the penalty would be levied. So there are other surveillance penalties also. In similar manner, these penalties also would be levied for the trading members.
Okay. The next question is from Movita of Jodhpur. Can we put in manual market order through file upload? Since in extreme market movement, we will have to square off the positions.
Yeah. So if the 13 digit of the NNF ID is not an algo, there is no restriction as such for placing market orders in the entire circular. The market orders point is applicable only for algos.
Okay. Next question is from Kuldeep Soni of Jodhpur. If multiple clients have buy position, can a bulk order above market price be uploaded through file upload in order to square off the position?
Yeah, so again, since it's a file upload and I presume it would be tagged as non-algo, the 13 digit, it does not come under the purview of 6th point, which is market orders emanating from algo. And also for the 5th point, if the member is seeking clarity, since it is for multiple clients, it does not get qualified that NNF for that day.
Okay. The next question is from Shubham Jain of Mumbai. Based on the July 21 circular and FAQs, it states that if we have informed the exchange that user ID is non-algo, then algo orders can be placed. We need to know whether and how this penalty is applicable if the user ID is tagged as non-algo and algo orders are placed. I think there's a typo in the question. So the question is, if there is a penalty, and if so, how is the penalty applicable if the user is non-algo and algo orders are placed from that ID?
No, I think this was so if the user is non-algo, by that they would be again the member would be meaning to communicate that it is for the 12 digit. We are not at all looking at the 12 digit which is for the reporting purpose. And I think few minutes back Bharat had explained that from non-algo there can be non-algo orders also placed or algo orders also placed. That is not at all being looked at. We are looking at the 13 digit what has been tagged in the order structure of that NNF ID. And based on that, the respective points mentioned in the circular are applicable.
Okay. Mr. A. Swaminathan from Madurai says that he's an alpha member doing only proprietary trading. He's enabled for algo, but he was sent a notification that his algo system is sending market orders. But he says that his system is designed only to place limit orders. So there is some challenge that he's facing. He checked the sample data and the orders that we have attached in the communication and noticed that they were placed as limit orders with limit price. So this is, I think, a specific case which we will need to separately get the details and look into.
Correct. So they can please request to member send an email to surveillance@nse.co.in.
Yeah, perfect. The next question is from Shraddha from Mumbai. Do we get neat CTCL and 15-digit login details or dealer code details at end of day level for a particular instance?
So, I mean, we are already communicating the 15-digit NNF ID from which this particular violation is happening. And for the algo market orders, also the samples which we had sent for the previous months to respective members, we had also given the algo IDs also. And also
Okay.
sample order numbers also we had provided.
Okay. The next question is from Saravanan from Bangalore. The bracket order trailing SL orders are considered as algo market orders. Are they considered as algo market orders? Suppose we initiate the MIS orders quite of one-touch manual intervention without tagging of algo ID with MPP without MPP. What happens?
Yeah, so whether there is a market protection or not, what exchange is looking at, I mean, is the order coming to the exchange with a limit price of 0? If that is the case, it is considered as market order.
Okay. The next question is from again from Shraddha from Mumbai. Is order to trade ratio calculated on value basis or count basis for a particular stock or stock derivatives?
Yeah, it is on count basis.
Okay. The next question is from Saurabh Mittal from Agra. In case we are doing order slicing multiple times a day, will that qualify for penalty?
Yeah,
This is
we
a
have already
vague. So this is a vague area, and we are
correct. And we have
still working.
already answered. And I mean, to
Yeah.
give much more clarity to the members, we have also sent a communication yesterday for those members who were meeting the criteria, the respective NNFs.
Perfect. The next question is from Utkarsh Saraf, Bengaluru. For high algo trader, for high algo order messages in stock stroke contracts with nil or low trade count, is the penalty on per month basis or per day?
Yeah, penalty is flat 20,000 if consecutive 3 months violation is observed in a particular segment.
Okay. Next question is from Paras Khandelwal of Greater Noida. Do we need to update tag of IDs as algo or non-algo IDs, which are already uploaded in init?
Yeah, so there is no change in the reporting mechanism as already mentioned. This circular is not at all looking at your reporting mechanism in it, the 12-digit. That continues to stay the same.
Okay. The next question is from Nagaraj of Bengaluru. In algo trading, high OTR raised due to low liquid securities and high notional prices of the securities where the tick size in the basis points will be lower. Is there any concession that can be given in such cases?
So the conditions, 4 conditions which have been mentioned, we'll be looking at those only. And we have, I mean, the thresholds are quite high. So, I mean, we are also looking at how much, so even if it's a illiquid security, how much are you accounting for to the total market order messages in that security or contract? And also how much of your activity is concentrated in that symbol or contract as compared to your total order messages in the entire segment.
Okay. The next question is from Kesav Prakash of Chennai. When a batch order is uploaded but order to trade ratio is low, will it still be considered for algo tagging?
So, I mean, for algo tag, there is no change in process. I mean, the 12-digit reporting mechanism continues to stay the same.
Okay. The next question is from Dheeraj Tanvi of Mumbai. If it's a DMA from client, how do we consider that as market order?
So, if it is coming as a algo to the exchange and it is with a limit price of 0, then it would be considered as a market order.
It is a flag market order.
So, there would also be a flag which would be available to the member where it would be shown that is it a market order, yes or no.
Okay. The next question, I think this will be the last question. Unfortunately, we're running out of time. Is from Chetana Gadge from Mumbai. We have tagged our 5-digit CTCL and 12-digit terminal ID as algo. So all orders based on these IDs are considered as algo orders, or only orders for which we are sending with algo identifier will be considered as algo?
Yeah, I think MSM team can please help on this.
So we are going to look at, as Mayank has also told earlier, we'll be looking at the 13th digit which is reported. So if it is reported as 0, it will be considered as an algo order.
Okay. Okay, we've just received one last question. This is from Anubhav of Ahmedabad. We had placed an order from different time, 10 or 50 orders. Now we send bulk orders, modifications, order cancellation request manually. In that case, what is considered by the exchange?
So for meeting this point number 5, the breach of point number 5, it needs to meet the 4 conditions specified in the FAQ. And even after that, there is a post-establishment mechanism. So there is no change in the reporting mechanism. It will still be continued to be tagged as non-algo.
Perfect, Mayank. Sonali, thank you very much. I think we've had a number of questions and we've attempted to, answer every single question that's come in. Some of you have posted the questions earlier and some of you posted it during this 1 hour long open house webinar. Thank you very much for your participation, active participation, and for all the questions. I think these questions are going to go into a data bank now, and we will enhance the FAQ document as we deem fit as we go along, and once we have more clarity. Thank you once again to each and everyone for your participation. Thank you, ANMI, for bringing all the members for this important webinar. Thank you once again to Sonali and Mike. Thanks and have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you, NSE, for always being consistent in conducting, webinar for our members. I would especially like to thank Sriram sir, Sonali ma'am, Mayank sir, and entire NSE official. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.